Hey everybody, Boris on BK Forex. Welcome to the weekly technicals for the crosses for October 9th to October 13th, 2017. And I got to tell you, the pickings this week are relatively slim because we don't have a lot of definitive moves on any of the majors. I talked about the fact there's a tremendous amount of hesitancy in the charts on a lot of sites, but there are a couple of really interesting trades that I've been able to pick out that I want to suggest to you. Let me, first of all, show you the key level ideas that I have in mind. First of all, the Euro-Pound cross, still one of my favorite trades. It worked very well last week. I continue to like it to the long side, and I'm kind of expanding the range to 90.50 here as a potential stretch of where it can go. The other trade is sort of less intuitive, and let me show you. I'll show you the chart, and you'll see why I certainly think so. This seemingly looks like a buy, but I'm actually going to argue that it's a sell, that it's really sort of a sell into resistance here, because on the overall longer trend, it's basically a bounce back. And I kind of like the Aussie Kiwi to the downside. Again, this is a relative weakness trade to the Aussie. I think Kiwi finds support at the 70 level here. There's nothing on the fundamental side to really make me believe that there's a catalytic move one way or the other. So I'll be honest with you, this is clearly just a technical guess on the fact that this is a retrace move, but it does look relatively decent on the charts. Now, the last trade on the set is actually the most interesting, the most clear technical signal that I have this week, which is the pound yen to the short side. This shows a very strong momentum move to the downside, a big break that we saw last week with an extension possibly all the way down to 145. It's a very wide range, so 150 to the top side, 143 to the bottom side, but we're at around 147, and I think we extend at least by 100, maybe 150 points, maybe 200 points, depending on how weak the yen trade comes in and where the pound is at this point. But I do think that there's a potential here for more downside. It's certainly the strongest momentum signal I have on the charts this week. So let's take a look at all of them. Actually, let's start with Euro-Pound, and we'll leave the pound yen to the last. So here's Euro-Pound weekly chart. You can see a nice, I loved, this was a great pickup here for the last 2 weeks. I was screaming this was a great buy in the 88s. Really worked out very well, but I think it's not over. The resistance really doesn't come until around 90, 92. I think we got a little bit more juice here, maybe another maximum 100 points or 75 points to the upside. Nice momentum trade. I still like it to the upside. There's a lot of fundamental flow here. This is basically a trade of cable going down to 130, at least a test to 130 on the move, and maybe euro trading back up to 1800 on a stronger, more hawkish ECB flows. So I still like that. That still looks very good, and I want to continue that long for as long as it's working. Now, Aussie Kiwi sort of looks very similar, but very deceptive in my opinion, because here it's clear retrace of this corrective move here, and I think this kind of corrective move failed. I mean, basically, it's been a resist point. 1200 has been a resist point. We failed underneath the 1200. The move back up here takes us to about 110, and I think that whole area here, basically 110.50, 11100 is the resist zone here. That's the trade I'm going to be trading against for a revisit back down to the 108s. So not one of my favorite ideas, but I think it's doable and certainly better than nothing as the week starts. But the real trade, the true jewel, in my opinion, as far as charts go this week, is this. This is a very strong momentum downside break. It's really signaling that there's more juice to the downside. I don't know how much more, but I certainly think 45 is very feasible. You have both dollar yen selling off and cable staying weak. So the cross here looks like a momentum sell and probably the first one out of the gate. The only thing I think that could kind of completely reverse this flow is North Korea doing nothing, the Congress suddenly getting really, really serious about tax reform, and the market feeling happy. I mean, it can always happen, but I think those chances are very, very small. And just purely on a momentum basis, on a technical basis, this is one of the best looking charts we have all week long. So I wish you guys the best of luck, the best of trading, and I'll see you guys next week. Over and out.